Welcome back, everyone, for the next part of Limbus Company. It's been a couple of days, actually a couple of weeks, thanks to the previously recorded parts. I was 2 weeks ahead this time, which is kind of crazy if you think about it. But oh well, sometimes I just can't help myself and I have to record more and more, right? But to be fair, thanks to the recent polls in Limbus Company, I was kind of tempted to wait it out a little, because there was a debate on whether or not the boss get nerfed or rebuffed in the future. It seems like 60% of people are on the side of rebuffing the boss, because nerfing is not really that much fun. I can understand why some things have to be nerfed, because you don't really want to block your players. But on the other hand, if you want to actually experience the boss in the original state, you're kind of forced to go for a day 1 rush every chance that you get. And seeing how the update schedule is on the first day, that's not really possible for everyone. That's one of the reasons why I never get a chance to experience the bosses in their full power, which is kind of a shame. Not that Cheerful is any weaker than he was. I'm not even sure if he got nerfed or not. But I'm just saying, he might have been even stronger. And that would have been even funny. And I kind of hate that they would rush us like that if we want to experience the real deal. But it is how it is. Seeing how the poll was kind of leaning towards that one direction, it kind of indicates that maybe in the future, I never have to worry about that anymore. Or rather, not just me, but everyone. Everyone who needs to rush every single day, every single part, just to get to the boss fights ASAP. That's probably the reason why everyone is so low on their watches as well. They need to recharge their encyclopedia, otherwise they wouldn't even get to their stages. Considering the stage count and the cost of 20 each stage, if it isn't just a book icon, I can see why the module count is that low. But oh well, let's not worry about that, right? Let's not worry about that. For now, we will see what happens next, after the festivities, in the family hierarchy. Oh, Chin, I'm sure you're going to enjoy this. This is a dream all along, right? You wanted to become the hierarch for so long. Now then, let's flourish from my back the pins of light, to chase the parting blossom, their wilting voyage, a sky-high blight. Where at the edge of the heaven does it lie, this flower's march? I bury you today, for you have passed on. But when will I be buried, when I am gone? I bury the parents under people's mocking laugh. But who shall be burying me then, in the day after? No one will cry at my burial march. For as morning springs down and blossom wilt, they all float away and turn to silence. Alright then, boys, girls, grab your cups and on my mark! I guess the festival is not quite over. Long may since you reign, the new family hierarch, selected by us truly and the whole company. Long may she reign! Once all the guests had taken their seat, the banquet hall became packed, crowded, and chaotic. Except for where we were sitting. Yeah, long may she reign! Oh, come on, guys, really? No one is going to join that cheer? I was really getting into that. We got to celebrate the occasion, right? Stuff ourselves with gourmeted food, play games, get wasted. How else are we going to recharge for the next mission? This is a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. Yet I have, kinda. Alright, I wonder if Saudi's writing something to congratulate us, right? Hey, did anyone send us a letter or something like that? No, we didn't really receive any sort of note, let alone a letter. Aw, how rude. Well, we had a team that came on second, you know? Rodea grumbled. I wasn't sure whether it was this poor servant or the oddly sighted Saudi that she was calling rude here. Oh, are you hurt? Do you have any scratches? No, I'm completely fine. I was so anxious throughout the whole evaluation. Just what errant frenzy has taken hold of you to risk yourself in such a dangerous ordeal? So, how did you get to the banquet hall? Thou wishest to hear our tale then? Forsooth, for I would bestow the title upon this adventure. I would call it, in which Limbus Company has claimed the most glorious honor of attaining the ranks of the running up in the contestant of might and wit. Now, for worry thee not, for this tale shall consume over much of thy time, to recount a few highlights of our adventure. Oh God, Don. One might call it attention to the merciless march of the walls closing in. Verily, some might even call it the intermingled onslaught of rival candidates. Yet this rivaling has all failed to smite us down, for we are the heroes of today. I guess you kind of misunderstood my question here. My intention was to ask by which means you travel have come here. Well, we took the palanquin, mother. I see. Then I suppose that you are yet to have visited the Raverne Tiaren, huh? Shouldn't you pay your visit to them first? Don't you think? Why? They must be so anxious, waiting for you, right? Just to hear about you. Yes, I'll visit them soon. Honglu, do you really want to go there? I still remember the scene with the elders. It wasn't really that pleasant at all. Though I don't really believe that they exactly are waiting to hear about me now. True. Shouldn't they be more worried about the next hierarch at a given time? Huh? And she's fine! Dayu! Seems like you come back safely. Dayu, you okay? Yes, I've gotten much better. As luck would have it, the injury was not severe as to require using the life insurance. So, what are the circumstances that led you to sitting here? Well, if thou wishes to hear the tale in which we had our adventure, well, I guess we were carried by a palanquin? Huh? Wait, come again? Don, I think she's actually asking for the real tale. How did we manage to come in second, right? Oh, verily? Yes, that was indeed my question. Please tell me what has transpired during the game, if you wouldn't mind, that is. Then! Yes, you're free to get the ball rolling. Yes! Then I shall do as thou asked. Here in embarking upon this tale, one must first explore how we made to convert in the fated chamber, alongs with Tier 2 and Tier 1, that disastrous occurred thereafter. The dialogue completes. Tier 2, all of a sudden, departed the chamber, taking its entire revenue alongside him. A most bizarre, puzzling decision, wouldn't thou not say? Oi, quit screaming every bloody sentence in my ear. Thus, at the climactic final, we were the only one left in that room, alone with over 100 coins that Tier 2 had left behind, as he and Tier 1 both suddenly elected to forfeit from the game. Well, what are we going to do now? At this strange turn of event, we all stood around, aghast and dumbfounded. Even Ishmael was stuttering, just as confounded and lost as anyone else was about what has happened. So, naming these coins is going to shoot us to the very top of the leaderboard, right? But why? Why did he dump all of these coins on us? Les, you know this is the 5th time that you're asking the exact question, right? It still doesn't really make any sort of sense. And I don't have a clue either. Rather, Shiatsu really is kind of hard to read. I see that your expression has grown a touch brighter though, Honglu. It has? Perhaps something has unshackled from within. I just didn't think that I've ever said anything like that. Like kindness. To be kind is to care about oneself, or rather another. To embrace those who are suffering. It is to cry alongside a grieving friend. It is to join in laughter when they are elated and shocked. It needs the warmth of kindness and gentleness. Your words flow like a vast, winding river that wishes to bring all of existence into a gentle embrace. Yeah, that was really touching, Honglu. And I thought that I already let all of it flow past me long ago. A long time ago. Honglu's expression has changed, just as his Seng has observed. There was a degree of surprise shown towards something new, but it is also the smile of someone whose burden had surprisingly been lifted. Well, never in my wildest dream did I imagine that we would find ourselves enough to have enough coins to actually come 2nd place, let alone the 1st place. Hey, that reminds me. At that moment, I'm pretty sure we were all thinking of the same person. Wait, there's still someone out there who's still trying her damnedest to become the family hierarch. And she still hasn't given up. Yeah, my girl! Holy crap! I almost got pancaked there. Are you alright, my lady? Yeah, but the heck are you guys doing there? Well, we've actually been looking for you. What? Wait, could somebody please translate? Why is everyone giving me that funny look? Well, sometimes later. Wait, you're just going to give me all of these coins? Toadets! We're cool now, right? No hard feelings anymore, right? Chinchun and Wei couldn't appear more serious if they even tried, despite Rodia's chumpy attitude at breaking the ice. Why? What the hell is this? Is this your way of showing pity? What kind of... Here's what I think happened, Chinchun. Brother Shu isn't really trying to seat me as the next hierarch by giving me all of these coins. I believe that he gave them to me because he's anticipating that I would put them to good use. So no, this isn't pity at all. I just feel like they will find more use in your hands than mine. Huh. Don't you dare presume this suddenly makes us even, alright? You owe me so much more! More than any of this, brother! You owe me time! Time? My lady expresses her nigh unutterable, fathomless gratitude, though. Normally, Shinshu would get irritated whenever Vi butts in, but she appears to have grown calmer. Much calmer. Oh? Instead of lashing out with her usual expiration, she only stares at the tall pile of coins with a quiet but conflicted look. It's funny. Now that I'm looking at these piles of coins, it feels like I'm looking at all the rooms of Dang Yuan. I used to hate that sight so much as a child. But I eventually grew out of that feeling. Stopped mingling at that scene. I guess that is when I decided to leave Dong Yuan too. The family hierarch, huh? Can I really become a good hierarch to Hong Yuan? Yes, of course you can. There you go again. For once, think before you speak. I guess it's time to get up, Chin-Chin. The family hike elevation will be ending soon. And what are you doing now, Heathcliff? Well, I'm going to give the camera the finger. What are they going to do, disqualify me now? The game is already over, you twits! Aha! With eyes shut, with minds focused sharply upon that image, the vision comes to me. Oh, there comes the roar of applause! And there was no audience, no applause, no dramatic stage lights to celebrate our success. But we still managed to neatly and comfortably secure both the first and the second place for ourselves. Which means that we have successfully managed to complete our objective here at the Family Hayek War. Yeah, and that pretty much sums it all up. We got our goal, we got our crown, and we made our little sister the queen. Gregor, who took the reign of Dawn's epic retail after she left mid-explanation to share her adventurous tale with the servant, finished the story. I see. So it was CQ, huh? Yeah. I still have some trouble understanding the choice that he made, though. Why did he decide to give it all away? Perhaps the part of Cheerful's past that we've witnessed, and the life that he lived beyond the hedges of Don Yuan, of which we do not even know about, have created a schism of misunderstanding between us. The same kind of separation response from my understanding, or rather misunderstanding. Maybe. I initially thought that he was just some dangerous guy with a lot of hate within him, but I guess that's not really the case. There's definitely something else going on under the surface. It doesn't really seem like he's here only to take revenge against Dang Yuan either. But I doubt that he had never considered vengeance. I'm sure he's killed those who took his family away from him again and again in a sense. Maybe he still hasn't let go of it completely. It must take a lot of effort to keep all of that simmering resentment under the surface. I mean, you kinda had to do the same, right, Sinclair? Sinclair mutters in a placid, yet almost imperceptible, trembling voice. Yeah, I got no clue what's going on in that block's mind, but he didn't really seem like the type to give up so easily, right? I agree. We should continue to stay vigilant in his presence. Well, anyhow, what really matters is that Chinchu is going to be the next Hayek, right? Exactly. And not only that, we have come in second in the contest. Mission has been completed, right? It appears to me that Rhodia was already in post-mission mode, as though the Golden Barrow was already in our hands. So I'm just going to say it, just in case you think that we are already out of the woods. We should probably cool it down with these celebrations until we actually have accomplished our mission. Ah, come on, no way! They wouldn't just boldly lie to our faces like that, no would they? Oh no, wait. Now it feels like I just jinxed it. Well, we really went down to the wires this time, to be fair. True. And I'm not talking about just us. Chinchin too, right? That is why they say it ain't over until it's over, lads. Oi, I think this is a prime opportunity for you to head over to the prominent sword from earlier. Now is your chance to really take the piss out of them. Well, I don't really think it's going to be necessary, Heathcliff. Not every candidate that we ran into during the Hayek War was here. And those who were present were either quietly glaring down at the table or pulling their hair out, muttering to themselves. Anyways, Chinchin, congratulations! You're a big shot family Hayek now. How does it feel to achieve your lifelong dream, huh? What's the first thing that you're going to do, huh? I immediately has clocked you as a special one once I saw you back at La Mancha Land. We weren't half bad as partners, right? And let Ray not be excluded from this round of acknowledgement, as he has contributed much in the service of Miss Yun as well. Your unwavering determination was most inspiring. Exactly, right? Never give up. Always see things through to the very end. Verily, thy sentiment rings most truth. Thus share the tale of Zhang Chenchu and Limbus company with the rest of the city, shall I? So that every soul may one day learn of our adventure most stupendous. I shall personally see to it that every single citizen should hear of our tale. Oh god, Don. Don't really have to be every soul, you know. Well, I can't really help but feel a smidge of pride after all that we've been through together. True. So, well, congratulations. Well, even Ishmael is going to join to impart a sheepish congratulations. But, guys, Chinchun is not here. Wait, what? What? It seems that, in the excitement, they all failed to realize that Chinchun herself was nowhere to be seen. Chinchun has left for the Teak Temple to have her ascension to the Hierarchdom confirmed by the elders. So she already went there by herself. Oh, that's good to know. I see. Well, thanks. Also, would you mind telling us that stuff a little bit sooner, Honglu? Yeah, but hold on. I know that block. He rolled up his sleeves before striding full speed towards someone. Oh, it's the sheep guy! Are you there? Got anything clever to say to our faces now, smartass? Yeah, smart guy. Huh. I guess it's nice to meet you again. And kudos for getting what you came here for. Is that what you wanted to hear? Kinda. Hey! For all your bolstering about knowledge who deserve so many coins and whatnot, look at us now, huh? Guess who came first? Well, my coins have circulated from hand to hand and landed back to the one who has truly deserved them, right? Which clearly wasn't you guys, given that your team are just the runner-ups. Oh, come on, dude! You little! Let me tell you something as my final token of appreciation. The storm clouds are gathering, and it will be making landfall soon enough. Wait, what do you mean with that now? Try to enjoy the party while you can, and in no time, you will find out what everyone's been hiding in their hands. Huh? His concerned reply puts a pause on the celebration. We then slowly observed and took in our surroundings. People were talking, negotiating in serious, hushed voice. Some were constantly and anxiously running their hands through their hair. We also noticed that some servants running to whisper certain messages to their masters, who in turn jumped to their feet before hurriedly leaving the... Wait, what is going on? Looks like we're the only group of people who are even remotely enjoying anything around here. Okay, this is a banquet, but Chinchun, our hired girl, isn't even here, and everyone is acting so shifty and suspicious now. This party sucks! Rhodia whines loudly as she shoots on her shrimp with just as much gusto because there's no way that she's going to stop now. I must express my regret for the state of affairs as well. That you apologize as though she somehow felt responsible for all of this. Well, I do have some minor tricks of my own that could possibly entertain you. I learned a lot of things as a child, blade dance being one of the things. Oh, for real? Let's see it then. Hey, what the hell? We're here as guests, remember? Don't be a jerk now. Hey, by you? Wait, who was that? What was question marks? Another friend? Another foe? Maybe both of the above? What's this? Momentary power vacuum. A vacuum, you say? Alright. Oh, it's Bao Chai! It was you, Bao Chai, who approached us so carefully. I'm really glad that you're safe, and congratulations on making it as a runner-up. Her demeanor had completely shifted though, her chipper attitude nowhere to be seen. Now she was more anxious than anything as her eyes darted around nervously. But I hadn't known her for too long, but I knew that this wasn't like her at all. I know that I'm not supposed to tell you this, but it really pressured me to keep this thing a secret, but I couldn't just keep quiet about this. Not with you. Okay, big sis about shy. What is it? It's, Her eyes glanced down to her restless, fidgeting feet, then to Dayu, and then back to her feet. It was a while before she could look at Honglu and in his eyes again. Are you, like Mother and Xiaomu said, really going to come back to Dangyuan and to become engaged to me? Wait, is she starting to doubt her engagement now? Huh. Her eyes start away as hastily as she warps up her sentence. Something tells me that this wasn't what she was really trying to tell Honglu. There was something that was left unsaid, like she made a last-second sway from what she truly was about to say. Yes, if that is what everyone wants, that is. And it is not his wish. But there's no hesitation or fear of regret in Honglu's reply. Okay, firework! Huh. To be with you, it's almost like you're back here for good. It's so pretty, isn't it? Yes, it is. Remember when you told me that I smelled fragrant by you? You know, I couldn't stop repeating that to myself once I returned to my room. Back then, I always made sure to shower myself with the most expensive perfumes and fragrance of Hong Yuan. Except that day, I didn't have the time to put any of that on. So I was in a hurry to return to my chamber, to the place where hundreds of bottles of rare, luxurious perfumes were waiting to shower me with their fragrance. And that is when I ran into you. Huh. And my mother, she has sent assassins to kill you, didn't she? Why didn't you say anything when you saw me? Big Sister Baochai, many people have tried to hurt me before, tried to lure me into a trap. I could have asked them why they said or do something like that, or why they would try to hurt me. But even if I did, they wouldn't have told me why, and they wouldn't have treated me any differently had I asked. So I don't bother asking. I see. So I'm just another one of them to you. No, actually, this isn't really what I'm here to talk about. Baochai smiled again. It was forced in an awkward smile. Bao Yu, you are a runner-up, right? The results are now locked in, right? So now might be a good time for you to leave Dangyuan. No, wait, you have to leave right now. I don't know what it is that you're looking for to find in Dangyuan's treasury, but you can just send someone from your clan to pick it up later, right? Okay, Miss Baochai, what is the meaning of this? Is something going to happen here? I've got to go now. Mother will realize that I'm doing this if I'm gone for too long. She doesn't want you to warn us? So there's a conspiracy to commit treason against Dangyuan, is there? Baochai was trying her damnedest to find an excuse to retreat from this very conversation, until Honglu asked her this simple, yet piercing question. She froze in place, her eyes widened, perhaps out of horror, perhaps out of panic. I don't know all the details, but I just overheard Mother and the others' relative talkings, and Bao Yu, if you stay here, you're going to get caught in the crossfire. So many forces are... Her eyes restlessly darted left and right to the entire exchange, searching for any listening ears. Just what could have made her so afraid? I can tell that you're terribly scared, big sister. But you've come to warn me anyways, right? Yes. I won't lie. Your departure from Dang Yuan is so painful. But the sheer thought that I could lose you forever is like being stabbed through the heart. Chu Baochai, I do appreciate that you thought to warn us ahead of time, but you didn't actually tell us anything about how, when, or which type of danger it is. Ishmael prodded with a grim voice. You need to tell us what exactly this treason entails. Is someone planning to challenge the results of the family Hayek? Is it a conspiracy to overturn and nullify the results? Well, excuse my intrusion in this discussion, but I believe that this is as much as Miss Baochai can realistically divulge regarding this matter. Leaking such family intelligence is already an act of treason against her own house. Outsiders may find this difficult to understand, but given the gravity of what she has already shared, you must understand that she has already told you more than she could safely do. Xiaowan, I don't really see him here either. The Chu guy's not here. Fellas, I'm getting a really bad feeling about this. Given that you have specifically mentioned so many forces, one could come to suspect that you are referring to the presence of forces foreign to Dang Yuan as well. Faust asked in a low voice. That's... Yes. He's back! He's back! This is now beyond what Dang Yuan alone can handle. Wait, when did he... Big brother? Baochai looked at us, then at Chu and his faction, then took a few stumbling steps backwards. I really have to leave now, Modu. I shouldn't be here anymore, right? And I guess I must excuse myself as well. True. Please, you have to stay safe. Did she advise you to leave? With haste? Yes, kinda. He did not look away from Hong Lu, even as Baochai hurriedly walked away. Gaze unshaked, interested in observing no one. Nothing else but Hong Lu and his actions. Huh. This is so different from our first meeting. I thought I had a lot of questions to ask to Jia Chu if we ever were to meet again. But now that he's actually right here, I couldn't really recall a single word. Do you know something, brother? My lord. Sing Sun tried to butt in, clearly perturbed, but Jia Chu raised his hand and stopped her. You must already be aware that this banquet is but a distraction from the fact that the current has begun to shift. Her advice is sound. It is also true that now is the only time that you could escape this place ere the storm arrives. At least, should you wish to save your life. But I doubt that you would come here just to confirm that. Right? Correct. Sigong let out a deep sigh before explaining with a defeated expression. Once a family Hayek properly is sent to the throne, it will become a hopeless endeavor to measure when the next great shift in power shall come. One must remember that the prospect of long wait for the next elevation, the end of which has not been and will not be in sight, oft-times stains man's patience with lingering avarice and causes it to fester into possessiveness. It is not the most predictable thing that these rotten, grabbing hands are loath to lay down their arms and accept the result with grace. Would those hands not deem it much more favorable to seize and change the results by force? Oh, so they're trying to overthrow the final results now. Of course they couldn't just leave it in a simple tournament. Yeah, we all know that you read the sources. So basically, there's a truckload of numbasses out there who bent out of shape of how the family Hayek war turns out, right? And they wanna change the final outcome by force, huh? But our one and only Chin Chun has already been chosen as the family Hayek. Like, it's final, right? What happens to the family Hayek being the seat of absolute power here? What kind of treason can they even hope to commit if they aren't even willing to flip this old entire system upside down? The only thing that has been determined are the ranking of the candidates. Strictly speaking, we are still waiting for the appointment to be complete. Wait, what? I'm not really too fond of that word game here, lady. Huh. So that is why I couldn't really smell those beasts anymore. I see. I understand it now. Otis? I don't even see a trace of them here, even in a place as crowded as this. The Haishas are gone. Even the one that have been following you like shadows. The measures of might in Hong Yuan lies in the numbers of Haisha pack branches that one wields. The family Hayek maintains control over all 3 of these branches. Yet, who holds their leashes when the throne of the Hayek is vacant? Well, probably the creator? Or rather Shinchu, right? Yeah. The gears of your mind are pondering. Slow things to turn, aren't they? Have I not already given you the answer? And the appointment is still underway? But wait, then who is the family Hayek now? In the brief window between the former Hayek abdiction and the new Hayek ascension, Hong Yuan has no lord. Is that correct? So nobody has the leash? And that is when I suddenly recall what Cheerful said as she announced the result of the family Hayek war. The victory will first descend to the Taikan Temple and pay their respect to our reversed elders. Then, upon returning to the surface, they will march to the first floor of Dangyuan and assume the seat of the family Hayek. Then, what of the masterless Haishos? What are they doing right now? Nothing. And that is precisely what the present predicament resolves around. Look around you. Do you see any of the shadows who descended on every corner of this place? They are the beasts that have melted into the darks of their hushed respite. Or rather, for their hushed respite. So currently, all the branches are neutral. Wait, then does that mean that Dang Yuan becomes completely vulnerable every time that this happens? No, this would not have come to pass had a different individual has been made to ascend. Jie Chin-chun, that girl has no substantial foundation, a base to call her own. What clan she did have prior to the elevation was scattered to nothingness like grains of sand in dust. This is the entire reasoning to assume that as long as the Hayek-to-be is there to gain control of a Haisha Pack branch, there's a good chance for them to be overthrown. Oh! My lords, the Whispering Office has arrived as well. The What? I see. Okay, things are getting way more dire now. But what is Jie Chin-chu doing here, chatting us up now of all times? Pay attention. There are those who seek to enter here, and those who seek to stop them. Oh, H.Corp! H.Corp's second... The rats! I don't know what that is, and that looks like deers. Oh god! How many are there? H.Corp? Is it a night order? Exaggerator. Oh, the thumbs are here as well! All of them! Oh, great! The thumbs underboss, the accompanied Campo, his Salados, and their various subsidiaries. Oh, those guys are cool! And then there are the Tialan guards, the Indigo guards of the Tia family. K-Corp special executive units! N-Corp's new leagues of 9 Literians. And of course, numerous other fixers and all sorts of clans. Oh my god, look at them go! It's an all-out war. Okay, and those are just one that I have been informed about. Most of them are waiting, biding their time outside the walls of Dangyuan, or as soon to arrive. But the Fam Force are already engaged in melee with my army. Some factions of the Wang family have joined the defense, but it is uncertain how much longer they can hold out. And should the de facto leader of each of the major families say the word, it is likely that H.Corp, K.Corp, H.Corp may soon choose their own side in this war. What? Is that a reliable intel? Why would they? Many here believe that the title of the family hierarch is simply a different name for the Lord of Hongyuan. It is a belief that many forces beyond Hongyuan's wall are shared. In other words, this isn't just about Dangyuan. There are forces from other nests and districts seeking to sponsor a different prospect hierarch to expand their sphere of influence here. That's correct. The cigarette slips from Gregor's finger. Otter's face darkens with a grimace. I've never seen her like that before. 8, 9. I have thus counted over 9 different powerful factions amongst the ones that have been mentioned. This is too much. As fortune would have it, only the farm has deemed it appropriate to act. But Lei Heng, the capo of the farm, has posed the greatest threat. He is one of the 10 blades of the East, and his might is formidable to any foe. Ha! Ryasu! I shall meet him in battle, as planned. He must be the one leading the charge against the gates. The gates? If what you say here is true, then this is no mere treason within a wing. Otis hissed in a low, menacing voice. Which family spearheads this treachery? How many wings are backed up by them? Nothing is certain at the present. The tangle of alliance and bloodiness is a knot that cannot be undone until the dust has settled. It will take only a single, whistling arrow for chaos to engulf Hongyuan. The force that have gathered here have drawn their bows, and the moment one of them let loose, it will only be a matter of time before it becomes a full-scale war. And when it does, the cracks that have formed in the walls of Hongyuan will widen. Vultures of the city will smell the rot and tear into the wounds to pilfer the ballers and all of their recipes. The smiling faces, the H.Corp, the Yaksh, the smiling guys? Oh! I must also empathize that the rings will never let such an opportunity slip. Of course not! Why would they? This conflict will utterly lay waste to the livings of the common folks in Hongyuan. The fire has already conflicted beyond the competitors among the candidates. That is why this fissure must be mended ere it spreads. Should the throne of Hierarch remains vacant, should this instability be prolonged, then the wings will march to war. No way! I don't believe this! This is way too much! The consequences will be as far-reaching at the very least. Such is the weight of Hongyuan's family hierarch. It holds as much power to save countless lives as it does to take them. The banquet hall was quickly starting to become barren as people began to hurry away. I don't have any direct memories of the Wing War, but even I could feel the prickling goosebumps rising from my skin. The air in the hall was quickly turning razor sharp. Then, brother, what is it that you expect us to do? I am to believe that all of you are, collectively, the key to overcome this tribulation. The key? Hurry her ascension to the throne. Jia Qinshun should be at the Taiken Temple where the Jiarin resides, preparing for the ritual of ascension. Given that the Jiarin must be utterly oblivious to the circumstances outside of their chamber, there's no way of knowing the time that it will take for them to officially name her the next hierarch. And they will not be swift, as the entry to their chamber is permitted only to the family hierarch. There's no one else to relay this message to them. But there's also another. There's another who is permitted to enter the temple, right? The Jade Yu. When the hierarch takes the throne and seizes the leash of her rightful H.Corp, she should have more than enough might to ward Dangyuan against all sorts of invaders. And when the invading force realize that the family Hayek has already returned, they shall retreat. The spark of war should shrink enough to be snuffed out with a stomp. My lords, I must beg your forgiveness, for there is still doubt in my heart. How can he be that key? My lord, I know that you're not to be one to engage in such gamble. It is better to gamble than to allow this opportunity to slip away. Yet, I must beg for your forgiveness once again, for I insist that your mere presence here is already a waste of time. You mustn't tarry downstream. We must rise to the fountainhead and cut off the stream from its origin. Sigon looks at us and Cheerful anxiously. You needn't consider this a waste, for it is a worthy task in my eyes. Had you followed the blueprint of the painting that I had initially drawn for the family Hayek War, we would have already arrived at the Tikkun Temple via the alternative method. Alternative method? What is that? Sigong, that would not have resolved anything. It would have only caused further losses and no more. And I wish to make one thing clear. That this is but an offer, a plea, not a command. For one mustn't do what does not move their hearts. However, Xia Baoyu, you may not have realized this, but I have already gambled once with you as my hand during the family Hayek. I sought to draw your true humanity forth, to have you wear it on the outside. And the reply that you gave me then, the one that emerged from behind the obscured veils of cloud, was proof enough that it was certainly not a waste of my time. You're smiling! Why do you seek to involve yourself in the policy of Hong Yuan, brother? Neither Hong Yuan nor Dang Yuan bites you any longer, not by cause or by force. It was a long undertaking for me to uncover the truth of the ruins that came to Kong's family. At first, my heart was engulfed in fierce wrath. Dang Yuan had to be uprooted from the ground. For that, every single person of power and influence in Dang Yuan had to be killed, their throats slit in vengeance. Or so I thought once at least. But I learned from a worthy teacher. That is when I realized that his wrath was burning my body to ash. Then, did your fierce wrath get extinguished? Had I truly attained enlightenment, found all there was to understand of the nature of this world, Xia Baoyu, then I would not have given you the power to elect the Hayek. Oh, I am still but a student, a seeker of that answer. Yet, I do not wish to let chaos devour this land when I have means to save it. Thus, once again, I ask you, when you decide to relinquish the coins to Jia Chun, what was it that moved your heart? Certainly your heart has changed enough that not to simply hand them over, to simply reason that she should sires them. I mean, we kinda had to be second. But then again, from all the candidates that we have met, she was the kindest of them all. Sure, she was lashing out at times, but considering the background story with Wei, she tried her best to save him, right? You must know this already, brother, but the children of Dang Yuan have no such thing as birthdays. Well, save for myself. When a child is born, they aren't celebrated. They're hidden, concealed for years in the dark, so that the competition wouldn't take notice of a new rival. Chin Chun was one of these children who had never experienced a birthday before. She didn't even know what it even means. So when we were young, whenever grandmother would hold a banquet to celebrate the day of my birth, I dedicated that day to Chin Chun instead. Because it's nice to have your existence celebrated once every year, for no other reason than the fact that you exist. But when I stopped leaving my room, when Chin Chun and I grew distant, the secret birthday party that we shared had also came to an end. She probably doesn't remember any of it now. She was too young back then. But if I could give this to her once again, to make up for all of those lost years, then I thought maybe she would be happy again, just as she was back then. Now that I'm looking at this piles of coins, it feels like I'm looking at all the rooms of Dang Yuan that I used to hate the sight of as a child. Can I really become a good Hayek to Hong Yuan? Did Chin Chun really like the gift as Hong Lu wanted her to? We had no way of actually knowing. Does that answer satisfy you, brother? It is not your answer that I sought. It was to see the way that your heart has steered, and that was proof enough. I had never met these Xiarins, the self-proclaimed enlightened ones, before, as I was not permitted entry to the Tikan Temple, but I know of their existence. And what I have come to learn in my observation of Hong Yuan, and then the city itself, gave me certain ideas of what form the higher ascension ritual might take. Had you not surrendered yourself, you could have deduced what the ritual entails. Are you saying that something bad may— Wait, what? This may be a hasty speculation from a certain perspective. This may simply constitute a righteous ascension of the new Hayek. But I want you to be there, to behold with your very own eyes what it entails. My wager in this gamble was that you indeed had the potential to achieve that purpose, and that the faint warmth in your heart that I had once seen still gently burns on. You want me to achieve your purpose, brother? No, your own purpose would not be the same as my own. Such a pursuit would be devoid of any meaning. See, the decision is yours, so decide. Oh my god, I love this picture! Should take a screenshot of that. Can't wait to find them along the story. But what was that? What was that? What do you mean? What do you mean that she might be in danger? I mean, oh god, they enjoyed the slaughter of the Kong family. There's no way that the ritual is going to be any easier. Did the Kong family ever had to go through the family Hayek thing before? I don't think so, since Xia Mu was the actual Hayek. Maybe that's the reason why they're so kind. They never had to meet with those guys. They never had to meet with them.